Amitabh Ghosh, who is a Mars scientist with NASA, and he has played lots of prominent roles in various missions, like the Mars Pathfinder, and he joins us now live from Washington, D.C. Great to have you on the programme. So we know that the SpaceX rocket launched in the last hour. How important was this launch?
So it's a huge deal. So if you remember, 10 years back, NASA, the shuttle had retired. NASA did not have an option, was absolutely dependent on the Russians for everything. And now you have a private company which is offering very cost-effective rides and very reliable rides to the space station. So we had you saw the Demo 2 mission, and then the Crew 1, this is the third crewed mission. And as you saw the launch today, everything went flawlessly. And so this is actually just the beginning. At the start of last week, SpaceX won the contract from the US, from NASA, to build a $2.7 billion lunar lander that will take humans back to the moon. So there is a lot of stuff going on in the space frontier at NASA. And there were other two unrelated, Mars-related discoveries this week. One is we tried the helicopter, tried to fly a helicopter on NASA, and that was successful. And we also successfully produced oxygen on Mars. So a very full of activities week, or the last couple of weeks.
Indeed, so much happening up there. And tell us, we're calling it the first ever recycled SpaceX capsule. Why?
Why? So usually for these capsules and the launch vehicles, these were made and used once and then thrown away. So no wonder the cost was tremendous. It's like if you had a spacecraft fly from Istanbul to Washington and then you threw away the airplane. The tickets per passenger would be huge. So here, by reusing the launch vehicle, reusing the capsule, you're cutting down hugely on cost, maybe of the order of 80–90%. And that makes it all the more affordable. You can have more missions for much less money and makes all the space activities much more realistic.
That's a very good point. And tell us, we're hearing that this is the most internationally diverse crew yet for SpaceX, with 4 astronauts from 3 different countries. Who are they and where are they from?
So there is a Frenchman, there's a Japanese astronaut, and there are 2 US. This is not as a bigger news, I would say, because the International Space Station where they are going is a consortium of many, many countries. And so it's no coincidence that they will have, each of these countries will have astronauts. So the bigger news is the success of the Crew and the Crew Dragon and the launch vehicles being reused, and perhaps the way forward, which is very exciting. And if you remember, there's another vendor like SpaceX, Boeing. It's waiting in the wings. It has its own version of the Dragon. It's called the Starliner. And that is going to, again, start maybe next year or end of this year. So it's all looking very good in terms of manned spaceflight at NASA.
Fantastic. Amitabh Ghosh, a Mars scientist with NASA, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us on this important day for the SpaceX rocket.